nowhere, I hear this girl say, "Watch out, watch out." And all you hear is a boom. Hey guys, welcome back to Life with Jen.
Baby, give me a reason. Tell me just how you're feeling. I could see you're tripping off the way I'm living in trust, looking for love.
But today we're going to be doing a nice, delicious mukbang. I haven't had seafood in a minute, so we're gonna jump right in. I got the weekend special from Hook and Reel. I got a lobster tail, 1 cluster of snow crab, a pound of head off shrimp, and I got mild for the sauce. And then for the one side, I got rice. We're going to be talking about a story that happened not too long ago. It actually happened to my cousin, and I asked for her permission to make this video today because it's just something that I still can't wrap my head around it. But if you guys want to see more, make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, don't forget to comment down below what you guys want to see next. Let's get to 10 likes, and don't forget to hit that share button. I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna take a couple bites before we start. I've been dying to eat me some seafood. Like, y'all don't even know I love me some seafood. Nice little shrimp. It hits the spot every time. Oh, I said mild. This thing is still kind of spicy. This stuff is good. This happened not even too long ago, actually. There was this guy that started dating my cousin. Not even dating. They were just messing around type stuff. They were in the talking stage or whatever it was. It was some kid that got put on to my cousin. I'm not gonna even mention how he got put on because we don't need to expose him too much. But him and my cousin were talking, messing around or whatever it was. Mind you, like, we're gonna give them some names. We're gonna name him Crash Out because the story is about how he crashed my cousin's car. And I'm gonna just say my cousin since it's just her. But this day was a day that, mind you, the kid that was talking to my cousin, he like himself was a crash out because he did not have his leg together. He was just someone that I never expected my cousin to want to be with or even talk to. But you know, to each his own, or however you say it. The seafood boy got some small ass potatoes. Mad tiny. But was a day that my sister and her friend was over. We're gonna name the friend, we're gonna name her Kiara. So it was Kiara, my sister, and then my cousin, and then Crash Out, who was in this story. This was a night that my sister came over to do my daughter's hair. Because my daughter, she likes to get braided by my sister. My sister, she does really good braids. So she came, and then her friend came over, Kiara, with her kids. And that day, I know it was already nighttime. Like, it was mad late. Because by the time that everything happened, the sun was down. And it was in the summer. So I know it was pretty late. So we're all chilling there, and my cousin calls me on the phone letting me know that she's going to the store to buy I don't know what, I think it was water, cases of water. And she was with the kid. Mind you, I don't mess with the kid. Like, I don't like the kid because he was just very weird. Like, he just did a lot of weird stuff that, like, you didn't want that person around. So, like, I did not like the kid at all. When she mentioned him, like, it gave me a bad taste in my mouth. Like, he was gonna do something, and mind you, he was driving her car prior to this. So it's a person who he didn't have his shit together. He didn't have a car, like, he didn't have none of that. At the end of the day, that's none of my business, but it's like, I don't want to see you going through stuff, because at the end of the day, even though you're just my cousin, I see you as a younger sister, so I want you to do better with your life. But at the end of the day, that's your problem, that's your issue. But the only thing why I'm telling the story today is because I had to be very involved, and it proved my point with what I was telling her before. So when she told me she was with the kid or whatever, I was like, cool, like, whatever. Like, we were just talking normal. And mind you, before all this crash out is known to be a crash out, literally. Like, he's the type to eat curds like if you've never eaten before, type stuff. Like, it's that bad. So the fact that this happened, I wasn't surprised, but I was also surprised because I thought my cousin was smarter than that, but you know. So that day, we're talking to my cousin on FaceTime, and mind you, oh, this stuff is good. Hold on. Mind you, with her on FaceTime, you can tell when someone is driving or not when you're on the phone on FaceTime. So we're just gonna keep that in mind. So I'm on FaceTime with her. She's looking up or whatever, normal. And out of nowhere, I hear this girl say, "Watch out, watch out." And all you hear is a boom. Literally, that's all you hear is a boom. And her phone hangs up. Mind you, I'm on the couch sitting down. My sister's doing my daughter's hair, and then Kara was sitting down with the kids and stuff. And we get up and we're like, oh shit, like, this girl just crashed. Literally, I thought of the worst thing ever. I thought this girl died. Like, the worst thing came to my head. Like, anything, like, the worst thing you could possibly think of. Like, I literally thought of the worst thing, like what she would be looking like, everything. So I got up and I was like, where's my stuff? Like, where's my sandals? Like, this girl just got into a car accident. My sister gets up crazy, hysterical. My Kiara, she gets up too, and we're all getting our stuff to leave. And mind you, I think my brother, he was there too, so that's why he came in the picture. He came like a little after. He was pulling up while we were leaving. So while that's happening, I keep calling her phone. She's not answering. I'm thinking of the worst. Like, my heart is racing and beating. Like, I was like just thinking of the worst. Like, and the good thing, we all share our location, so I knew exactly where she was at. So even though she didn't answer the phone, at least, like, you know, I was able to get to where she was at to see like what happened and everything. So that's why, like, I thought of the worst and thought of like what she was gonna look like. So I assumed that this girl was unconscious. She was either like dead or whatever. Like, I don't know. I was just thinking the worst. So mind you, we run out the house. I think I'm wearing one sock and some slides. Like, I don't even have both of my socks on. And I'm on my way out the door. We all get into the car. My car's parked in the driveway. And Kiara, she has her 2 kids with her. And because I was so hysterical and so scared, By the time she is ready to get inside the car, I start driving. So this girl was not even all the way in the car yet, and I start driving. Like, I didn't start driving too quick, but she still wasn't all the way in the car yet. She was halfway in the car. I didn't know she didn't close the door. I assumed she closed the door because I heard one door close, and I thought everyone went through one door in the back. Because it was me, my sister, and then it was her and her kids. My daughter stayed home with my mom. So this girl is halfway in my car, and I end up driving. And thank God I stopped. This girl, she flew out the car with her daughter, and I feel so bad. Like, I still feel extremely bad to this day because, you know, I didn't mean to do that. Like, it was something that was accidental. But we were still in the parking lot, so it wasn't something like, oh, like, I was driving on the street or nothing. Like, I was still in the parking lot, but she did obviously, like, hurt herself a little bit. And her, like, I think she hurt her knee and stuff. I think she hurt her knee and her hand because she was halfway out the car. She still didn't get into the car yet. And mind you, like, I'm not thinking about all that right now. I'm thinking about saving my cousin because she over here get into car accidents and all this extra stuff. So that happened. So we had to pause for like 5 minutes so I can figure out her situation. Quite good. And once that happened, you know, we got it together. She's you know, she's fine. Her daughter was crying a little bit because she was scared. But once that happened, we left. Mind you, my brother, he just pulls up, and when we were leaving, we told him like, yo, our cousin just got into a car accident. Like, we gotta go. So we end up leaving. I'm skirting down the street. Like, I passed red lights. Like, I was like, it was bad. I was driving like close to 100 on the highway because of how far she was. She was like 10-15 minutes away. But you know, when you're going fast and you're going somewhere, it don't feel like that. It feels like everyone's driving slow, and it feels like you're never gonna get there. But luckily, you know, we got there safe. I get up out the car. No, we get there, and my cousin on the street, like a dead end street. So I get out the car, and I see my cousin get out the driver's side, and then he gets out the passenger. I run up to that man. I start cussing him out. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? You're such a bum. Da 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 da. Like, I heard you crashed a car. This and that. You think that I'm dumb, da 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 da. Because the fact that, like, I know you were on FaceTime with me and you looked like you weren't driving. Like, you can tell when you're on FaceTime with someone, you could tell if they're not driving or not. So the fact that my cousin came out the car, out the driver's side, and I knew that he was driving pissed me off even more. I didn't smack the living shit out of him because God is good. Because God is great, and there was witnesses, there was neighbors outside and everything, so I was not trying to get caught up into nothing. But I was literally this close to smacking the life out of him. Mind you, this man is like 2 feet taller than me, or not even. I think I'm taller than him. So the fact that, yeah, it's just the audacity that you're short and you're messing up this much is crazy. Coming at her after I'm coming at him to leave this man alone. He's no good for you. He's a bum. He don't got nothing for you. He cannot do this and that. He's over here giving you empty promises and empty surprises and all this extra shit. And we got my sister and my friend over here coming at the kid too. And my sister almost smacked the shit out of him too for being dumb. One, not even being a man. Because how could you have the decency and to say, oh yeah, take the blame for me? Because that's what he told her. At first, they were lying. They were trying to say, oh no, your cousin was the one that was driving. It wasn't him. It was your cousin. And I'm like, and the fact that what made me even angrier was the fact that they were lying to me. Like, I know when someone is driving and when someone's not on FaceTime. That stuff is noticeable. You could tell. So that's one of the reasons why I was extra mad. And two, because of the fact that you're a grown man and you can't even own up to your own stuff. Maybe I some of this rice. Like, how can you call yourself a man and you can't even own to your own things? So, while this is all happening, his boys pull up. So mind you, listen to this. His boys pull up and they're all coming at him and everything for crashing the car. And the car was jacked up. What happened was he was rolling, and I guess he was like lighting, you know, the stuff, because he was smoking the green, and he was lighting it. He wasn't looking up while he was doing it. While he was lighting it while he was driving. So I guess because he wasn't looking up, he hit the back of someone else's car. So the car looked crazy in the front. If I have a picture, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of it at the front of the car, because it was so bad the front plate fell off. Which we wouldn't get into that part of the story, because the story don't end there. We're all there. I'm yelling at the kid. Where mind you, we're in the middle of a dead end, and there's neighbors outside telling us to like relax and all this extra stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I was heated. Whew, this stuff is spicy. I got mild. Whew. I was so mad. I left my cousin there with the kid. Ooh, excuse me. I left my cousin there with the kid so she could figure out her own situation, because I was mad that she wasn't listening, like wasn't listening to me before. But then I'm driving off, and his boys end up calling me and my sister, because my sister is actually with one of his boys. So that's you know. So my sister's man ends up calling her. And so we had to turn back. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was not gonna turn back because I was really that mad. I was really that mad. But I did it because at the end of the day, that is still my cousin and she's like my little sister. So I I turned around and they're there, whatever. And you know, again, I'm at it, like coming at him because like something, I don't know why I didn't smack the shit out of him. I should have smacked the shit out of him. But I just didn't and also because my friend was there with her kids, so I wanted to be mindful of that too. But trust me, if she didn't have her kids there, I probably most likely would have just smacked the shit out of him, because it's just the fact that you couldn't be a grown man and just own up to your own shit. But he ended up leaving with his boys, so he didn't even stay with my cousin. Which is crazy because he swore like they were together and all this lovey-dovey extra stuff, and he ends up leaving with his boys while she's over here with her car all messed up. If you guys are wondering what happened to the other person's car, they did a hit and run. So they ended up being on a street, like a dead end street. So that's why the other person's car wasn't there. That's why I didn't mention it at that time. But after they left, my cousin ended up getting into the car and driving the car back to her house. So the car was still somewhat drivable in that time. And he ends up going in the car with his boys, but we all followed her to the house to make sure she got to the house safe. And he ends up leaving with his friends, and then we're there with my cousin. But one thing that they forgot to get was that front plate of that car. When he crashed a car, the front plate fell off where he hit the person. So mind you, the person had the front plate of the car. So when all that happened, we're, you know, talking to my cousin, like letting her know, like, we tell you things for a reason. We, like, you know, ooh, look at that. Look at that. We tell you things for a reason. Like, you know, you gotta listen, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But then, you know, when we're doing that, we're thinking, I see the car and we're like, where's the front plate of the car? So now we're just going crazy because we don't know where the front plate is of this car. So because it was a hit and run and he drove the car, I personally took her down to have a police report done, because if she didn't do it, who knows what could have happened to her, because obviously the car registers to her name. And this is why, if y'all are not registered or insured with that person, don't let other people drive your car because of reasons like this. And so we went, we reported the car and what happened. We did that. I brought her back home. I talked to her more and everything, and I left her there. I believe the next day or a couple days later, she gives me a call and lets me know that a police station from a different city called saying that they had her plate, because I guess where the accident happened was in between of two different cities. So the city that we went to wasn't the same city that the person who got hit reported the car to, and they ended up calling the police and reporting the car and giving them the plate of the car. So luckily my cousin did that before. You know, luckily I told her, let's go just do that, because if not, she would have been out of luck. She would have been, you know, dealing with things and that sort, with legally and everything. You don't let bum N-words drive your vehicle. And it was the craziest thing ever. Luckily, also I forgot to say, when we saw her, she was good. Like, they weren't in pain out. Like, you know, it wasn't no big injuries to them, but the car, you know, it was bent up a little bit. Like, it was kind of like bad. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoy. The seafood is so delicious. I'm gonna end up finishing it. If you guys want to see more of these videos, make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, don't forget to comment down below what you guys want to see next. Don't forget to share the story time. Share with your friends, family, cousins, sisters, uncles, brothers, cats, dogs, birds, everybody. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next story time. Bye.
But we gon' learn how to love. We gon' learn how to love. Thinking of the time I had you.